We met at a storage unit auction, and we got to talking and decided that we wanted to create a channel together. And so our channel is called Radio Video Archive. And I'm going to let Stuart tell you what it's all about, and then I'll come in with my part of it. Go ahead.
Okay, well, I'm Stuart Appleton, a.k.a. Flash Tabloid. I've done light shows for Hempfest around Florida for years, and did publications for basically for legalizing cannabis and other things. And now I have a radio show for the last year and a half called Cannabination on WGOT. It's a non-commercial, independent radio station in Gainesville, Florida. And it also streams worldwide, so you can hear a live stream of the show. It plays, you know, I do a weekly show, it's placed, half-hour show, it's placed 3 times a week. But we're going to be archiving them here on this site.
Yay! Right.
And now, as archiving it and cataloging it and putting it together for the show, I get to hear all the shows I've done. It's like you hear them all together, and it's an interesting experience. And a lot of music in it.
I love music.
It's an important part of the human experience, music.
But I have a little bit of experience with the YouTube thing, because before this, and I created my own channel. It's called Storage Smashers of Florida. And that's where we go around buying storage units in Florida, pretty much the whole state. And we sell it at the flea market. We love to sell it, and we love to give people a deal, and they obviously they like us. They
and you're keeping it going.
They keep coming back for more.
You're doing good to be able to make it happen
and
right
then,
now.
Actually gave it away at the end of the day. So it's a way to give back to our community and meet people and talk about world issues.
Well, flea markets are so important. They're our cultural community markets.
Right.
And we all need to really bring that back like it was in the 70s. It's a real important thing.
Yeah.
I think we all realize it now.
And it's been kind of dying lately.
It has been. It's been going down for a while, and I'm hoping this will bring a resurgence, and people won't be greedy and realize that we're all sharing together. And
that's right.
Cut out the big corporations that are commodifying everything and bring back our
bring
rightful,
back the little mom and pop stores.
Free enterprise.
And
free enterprise.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, what America, what the world should be. You know, bazaars. You know.
We actually want to create our new reality, and this is part of it. This is definitely part of it. And
we might do it. Humanity should make it through all this, and we might come out better than we were. We were headed on the wrong direction.
We were headed.
We were divorced from nature and destroying our world, and not communicating with each other, and still aren't. But the seeds of the beginning could be happening, and that's what we're trying to bring about. Hope to.
And talk about world issues.
Well, flea markets are so important. They're our cultural community markets.
Right.
And we all need to really bring that back like it was in the 70s. It's a real important thing.
Yeah.
I think we all realize it now.
And it's been kind of dying lately.
It has been. It's been going down for a while, and I'm hoping this will bring a resurgence, and people won't be greedy and realize that we're all sharing together. And
that's right.
Cut out the big corporations that are commodifying everything and bring back our
bring
rightful,
back the little mom and pop stores.
Free enterprise.
And
free enterprise.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, what America, what the world should be. You know, bazaars. You know.
We actually want to create our new reality, and this is part of it. This is definitely part of it. And
we might do it. Humanity should make it through all this, and we might come out better than we were. We were headed on the wrong direction.
We were headed.
We were divorced from nature and destroying our world, and not communicating with each other, and still aren't. But the seeds of the beginning could be happening, and that's what we're trying to bring about. Hope to. You know?
Upload videos on YouTube, and so we've been doing that. I've been doing that for a few months now. And now that I have a little bit of experience with that, we decided to create this YouTube channel for humanity and for us, and to get the word out there about what's going on with the world, and and what we need to do to make it better and create our new reality. Okay, so
those of us in the wilderness, separated from civilization and have lived this way, have a better idea of what's lost in the world and what we got away from civilization for.
Right.
Because, you know, we didn't want to be in the cities and live that way. We were trying. Originally, when I first moved here to the forest, most of the people were just having home gardens and living off the land. Everyone would have these bumper crops, and you could go down the road and get bushels of pears for $5 and giant watermelons for 50 cents. Because see, there was so much prosperity.
And it's not today. It's not the way it used to be.
That's
when
for sure.
people would grow their own food and have gardens and trees, and you could just go out in your backyard and pick what you wanted to eat for the day. And you know, I was actually raised on a farm with my grandparents.
Oh, wow,
and you know, and they had the raspberries
how cool.
and the blueberries, and they had rhubarb, and my grandma, she used to make rhubarb pies.
Grandmas used to be so great, weren't they, back in the day?
I love
they cooked the greatest food, and they were so
they
loving
had
and
their
caring.
chickens, and yeah, I had
The country grandmas were so fantastic.
They were fantastic.
Yes.
She was a fantastic cook.
Oh, yeah, my grandmother was great in many ways.
And now they're putting all that stuff in our food.
Oh.
And we just want to get away from that, you know what I mean? So,
yeah,
introduce your radio show and what it's about and all that.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
And,
Because the Cannabis Nation is about legalizing cannabis, but that's in the 70s. In the 60s, cannabis should have been legalized. People realized it was totally harmless and beneficial. And good for society.
Absolutely.
And good for our health. And unfortunately, it got sidetracked, you know, with the drug war and everything. And people in the 70s, because everyone was growing a little cannabis, they'd grow tomatoes, it was a starting point for people to get back to nature. It's probably one of the first cultivated plants. It's the most interesting plant to grow, and people should be allowed to grow it because it gets you close to nature. And because of the drug war, we've ended up, you know, in the position we're in with the inflation and commodification of every commodity. They want to continue to commodify cannabis. I want to continually show we need no controls any more than peppermint. They don't need to continue to pretend it's a drug to commodify it. They propped up these artificial inflation. Cannabis, it should be a wild weed, available everywhere. It's not supposed to be like this.
And it's healthy for you.
It's very healthy. And it's been scientifically proven.
Can you tell me a little bit about your personal story with cannabis and why you started using it?
You really want to know? Okay. Well, I had an experience. I won't go into what happened. I was exposed to something and no one really understands what it was. And doctors couldn't figure it out. Hospitals, no tests could figure it out. And I couldn't eat. I was vomiting 5 times a day. Couldn't hardly even drink water. I was dying. I couldn't even hardly eat food. And this went on for about 6 months before I decided to try cannabis because it's good for nausea. They didn't have they said there was nothing doctors could do. And with that, along with changing my diet to vegetarian and taking extra supplements and, you know, keeping sweets down and starches, and, you know, the whole deal, the breads, you know, I've been...
The whole GMO
thing. The whole thing of natural back to nature. You know, I was able to not only regain my health, but prosper in many ways, you know, now for many decades. And now, everyone I tell that cannabis was medicine and food for me, and they thought I was crazy. Oh, you just want to get high. And I thought it was so wrong that it was always pushed as a drug and as a recreational and all this stuff.
Right.
It's just our natural right.
And it's not.
It's our natural right.
It's a natural plant life.
Very much so. And it was symbiotic with the human body. The cannabinoid system, the human endocannabinoid system is synergetic with the human body. And I think what they haven't discovered yet, if they let it loose and free so that we can connect with it, I know for a fact that it is symbiotic on a deeper level than just physical. Yes, that we can, that thing can help us in many different ways. This plant is our greatest hope for humanity.
I just think your story is so amazing.
I'm here after all this time. I wouldn't be. I
You're
would have
not
been gone.
dead. I mean, and
It brings about a lot of creativity.
And how many people out there are like you that need it, that need to know about what it is and what it does, and who it helps. You know,
and as long as
I really think that's why we need to get it out there.
It's not a business.
So
it's not about money.
No,
it didn't.
it's
The
not.
drug war, or the cannabis laws didn't just affect inner cities or black or green or purple people. It affected the whole world. This drug war has been terrible for all of us and all of civilization.
I think it's because they wanted to have their finger on it. They wanted to, you know, be able to commodify it.
They've been making money illegally
be able
with
to tax it. Be able to.
And that's not right.
That's not right.
You know, if they want to, you know, give us the right to grow a plant. If we want to buy some from the store, that's fine. You can grow a tobacco plant in your yard and smoke your own tobacco. You can't sell it without a license.
Right.
But you should at least have that right with cannabis. You know, if you want to deal with it, yeah, get a license to sell it.
And there are some states that have already made it legal.
Yes, of course.
I know that Washington State is
Oregon
legal.
just did, yeah.
Oregon, yeah.
I think a lot of them. I mean, no one believes the reefer madness anymore.
It's crazy.
No one believes it. Nobody.
And yeah.
It's just the only reason they're trying to keep control is because they want to make money out of it or use it as political football.
Right.
Like they keep putting these bills through to legalize it. Never happens because they push all these other bills in and all this other appropriations and stuff.
Right.
And that's why it gets shot down in Senate, not because of the cannabis, because the other things are trying to push with it.
Because of the other stuff.
That's why. And we, you know, us cannabis people are just, you know, we get scapegoated. We don't get our rights.
Yeah.
And we need our rights just for our health, our human body.
We need to turn it around.
We really do. This could change the whole world. It really, well, I won't say.
It will change the whole world.
Yeah, it's really important.
What are you talking about?
It's really important. I want to continue to live. I can't afford the prices at the dispensaries.
On a lighter note, I wanted to wanted to tell people about me. And,
yeah, go ahead.
And,
I talked enough. I'm done. You talk.
Why I feel this way. I have been into music probably ever since I was born.
Before you were born. You can
probably before.
Right,
I was
we can
born,
feel those vibrations when in the womb.
My mother was she was a beautiful singer. She
really?
She was a soprano. She had like an operatic voice. I mean, she actually.
She had a good mother and grandma.
Yeah.
Very good. That's what's kept you going. That's what gives you your spirit now.
Absolutely.
That's very nice.
She, in Washington, in Seattle, Washington, where she spent part of her life with her foster parents on Lake Sammamish and Bellevue.
You grew up in Seattle or in Washington? Or she did? You didn't grow up there.
I did.
Oh, okay.
Part of the time, see, he doesn't know about this part of me, but anyway.
We're all just getting to know each other. I'm so glad she's doing this.
Okay, I'll go back a little bit. My parents were divorced in 1979, and me and my mom and my sister, Desiree, took a bus all the way to Washington State from Florida. And so I lived in Florida up until that time, and then we moved, pretty much. And so getting back to the music part of me, it's just always been in me. And my father loved music. I grew up on Pink Floyd. My mother loved music. I grew up on Karen Carpenter and Stills and Crops and Barbara Streisand, because my mom loved Barbara.
And there's the tone scale right on the wall behind the camera.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're at over 10 minutes. Yeah.
We're over 10 minutes.
Yeah, I'm sure we are. But
anyway, so I love music, and there's also going to be music on this channel. from his era and from my era. Also, I like to sing karaoke. I like to write songs. I've written my own songs, and you'll see it on here when I put it on. All right. Thank you so much for coming and talking to us today. We really, and this is our new channel.
All right, we're done.